Following is a presentation of TFNN. The Power Trading Hour with your host, David White. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044. Now, David White.
And welcome all to another exciting edition of the Power Trading Hour with me, your humble, lovable, and squeezably soft host. As always, we like to come to you at this time.
The following takes place between 2 p.m. and 3 p.m.
And what do we have? We're down 45 on the S&P, cash off 406 on the Dow. Nasdaq's off 122. The Russell's down 19. And we got some decent volume out here. This certainly does look like the pre-meeting flush for the Fed. And it also has the purpose of putting a gun to the head of the Fed president. We're doing about 4.8 billion shares now. Markets in free fall. Fed nowhere to be found. And this is a show me market. And it's going to, happy talk is not going to do it for Mr. Fed. He's going to actually have to do something or face the wrath of a market that probably could go rather lower. I'm expecting a rather dovish tone come Wednesday at 2 o'clock, and then in the rest. Everybody that I have listened to briefly has said, well, you know, if they don't have a interest rate hike, the market will freak out. The things are horrible. I, for one, don't think that that is the truth. I suspect that we're getting kind of the lows out of the way, and we'll have light volume in the next couple of days. A lot of people probably short. Market will probably slowly rise into the Fed meeting, and I mean slowly creep up to that 2 o'clock meeting. And at that point, the Fed can either pull the trigger or say, I don't want to play Russian roulette with the market any longer. It's come down fast and hard. The purpose of the Fed is supposed to slow all this stuff down. They haven't done their job. Even if the market's going to pull back, the idea is to make sure that it does not get out of control. And you're kind of at that line in the Rubicon today. Almost every thing I see is the end of the world. And the one thing that I like that happened today, and that is the premiums and calls for a lot of things that I was looking at, finally blew away like snow in a 100-mile-an-hour wind. Just, it's down the road. So I was able to start, I actually put out my first buy at about 130, 140. And I've got, you know, we finally have a fairly nice setup for buying options into expiration. So I'm dabbling in that, or not dabbling, I'm actually starting to buy those now. I suspect that, you know, I can lose a buck or so on some of these stocks that I'm going to be buying them. That would be nothing if I was trading the equity. The upside is that I could make 3, 4, 5, or 6 times my money if I'm right on the Fed being dovish. So we'll see. Everybody as scared as they can get. I suspect that bounce to start either later today or first thing tomorrow, and it's just going to be light volume all the way into the Fed meeting. The shorts will have the decision if they want to hold on through, if they're sure that the end of the world is coming. I suspect that Mr. Jerome is going to blink because he's been told for 6 months by the president that he shouldn't be raising interest rates as fast as he can. And I think we've seen the results. So he's going to look rather guilty, and not going to be the guy that's the one that everybody wants to talk to around the punch bowl of all the Christmas parties because he's going to be known as Scrooge. Yes, the one with coal for everybody's stocking. I don't think you want to be that in Washington, D.C. Anyway, you can give me a call today at 877-927-6648. You can email me at path@tfnn.com. And, of course, other things going on, it's moving. As I told you Friday, we got all out before the big downdraft. Didn't really, they only had one stock that went down a little bit. The rest were kind of right in the level of noise. So I've been able to dodge any big downsides. Now the question is, I'm leveraged up. A lot of people would that haven't traded options, or one have been told how to trade options incorrectly, are fairly interesting. There's a great passage in "Fooled by Randomness" by Nassim Taleb, and he talks about Jimmy Rogers running around all over the market because he did a survey that said 85% of all options go expired, worthless. So therefore, if you want to make a lot of money, you know what you do? You sell options because they're all going to go eventually, zero. Well, that's a good idea, but Jimmy Rogers is kind of a moron because he doesn't understand the asymmetry. Let's say that you have one option that actually goes to 1,000%. Then is that a great, just because they go 85% doesn't mean that the one that goes 1,000% or 2,000% or 5,000%, he's got no context for the difference between outcome and payout. And that's why people still bet on ponies that run 50-1. They do occasionally win. And I think most of the time in those, there's probably something funny going on, but maybe all the horses before that one fell down, but it does happen. But Jimmy Rogers never really understood the difference between payout and outcome. And that's why if you just play options, you can make, and you can win 50% of the time. If you can get 300 or 400% compared to the 100% loss if they go to zero, then it's not a bad business to be in. One thing that I always tell people, though, in playing options is options are to reduce risk. Most of the people that blow up in options, they think because they're cheaper, I should go in just 10 times more. The way I look at it is if I was going to lose $1.50 on the stock, I figure out how much money that was going to be. So we'll say it's $1,000. I know how many puts I can buy. I'm not going to lose any more money out of my account than I would have if I'd played the equity. One thing I've done, though, is limited my downside if I'm wrong. I can only lose the money I put in. Also, it's expiration on Friday, and guess what? Almost all the premium is out of the market. So options are cheap for a handful of days, much cheaper in some cases than owning the equity itself. We'll be back in a minute.
The TAS Profile Scanner is the most revolutionary piece of trading software that you will ever try. Wouldn't you like to approach the markets with confidence? As you begin your trading day, it's likely that you'll be faced with lots of decisions. In order to make the best decision, the first thing you'll need is a strategy that will help you minimize your risks. Whether we're in a bull or bear market, a good strategy is to have the tools needed to help you scan and analyze the markets before you trade. The TAS Profile Scanner instantly scans and filters over 2,500 global financial markets, such as stocks, ETFs, commodity futures, and Forex. Headed by Steve Dahl, president of TAS Market Profile, the TAS Profile Scanner understands that in today's technological world, the use of top-flight software applications, automated trading algorithms, and technical analysis expertise is essential to successful trading in today's market. Whether you're looking at the trade matrix, the ETF heat grid, the market breadth, the landscape charts, or the many other features of the TAS Profile Scanner, this is a piece of software that will revolutionize how you look at the markets and set up your trades. The team at TAS has even put together a 12-part video series to walk you through every aspect of the TAS Profile Scanner, which you can find directly on the TAS order page at TFNN.com. Sign up now for only $97 a month with a risk-free 30-day trial, so you have nothing to lose and everything to gain. See for yourself how you can harness the full power of the TAS Profile Scanner by visiting the front page of TFNN.com today, and you'll find the TAS Profile Scanner under the Services section. Remember, with a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to lose. Don't let another day pass you by without trying out this amazing piece of software that will revolutionize how you look at the market and how you place trades. Sign up today.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
TFNN has launched our brand new website. You can still visit us at the same TFNN.com URL, but when you do, you'll see a new and improved homepage with a much simpler navigation, whether you're watching Tiger TV live in high definition or just accessing your newsletter subscriptions. We even have new pricing in 6 months and yearly options. Check out the new TFNN.com now and experience all the upgrades. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
And Tony from Friday that was asking about volume, maybe it was Thursday. I sent you another email. The first one was bouncing at your company name, so I sent it to Yahoo. So hopefully you get it, but maybe you'll respond and let me know. But I think I found a lot of the stuff that you were looking for. Other things going on in the market, of course, we want to keep a close eye on volume. One of the features that I did add today was putting together the volume for the CBOE on both where is it at? It can't be down that far, could it be? On both the New York Stock Exchange and the NASDAQ Composite. Don't have the volume yet today, so we'll stay out of it. But certainly the volume didn't decrease as we got into these previous lows from October 29th. You also spiked kind of down here on the 10th. We bounced for a few days and then gapped down again on Friday. So there isn't much to say, but those are going to be in the newsletter each day. Oh, here's the other one. And I'm going to work on updating it, so during the show at least we can show what's going on. Did I do something wrong here? I may have. Oh, no, there we go. Okay. Same thing in the NASDAQ. I wanted to see volume decrease on Friday, and it did a little bit. And you can see that today in it being the stronger of the two indexes. This is the NASDAQ Composite. I suspect the next couple of days will close back over 7,000. That's not the end-all or be-all, but that could set up quite the squeeze come Wednesday. And we'll look at that. But make sure and check that out in the newsletter to my subscribers. We got a lot of charts to look at today, so we're going to do a little bit of history, and then we're going to get on to the charts. Give me a call, 877-927-6648. Email me at path@tfnn.com.
And it's all just a little bit of history repeating.
On this day in 1903, near Kitty Hawk, North Carolina, Orville and Wilbur Wright make the first successful flight in history of a self-propelled heavier-than-air aircraft Orville piloted the gas-powered propeller-driven biplane, which stayed aloft for 12 seconds and covered 120 feet on its inaugural flight. And every time I hear this and a few other things, I think of all the time that science was wrong. They had an idea on, or at least Bernoulli had an idea, how planes flew. And all the math and all the work and all the engineering was based on that till about 1970. And they found out that Bernoulli was wrong. Planes and wings did not work the way they thought they did. Not at all. It was just backwards. But the engineering, the math did work to get them to that point. Once they started flying planes in excess of the speed of sound, and also started flying planes that were unstable, that is, you took your hand off. If the computers didn't fly them by making 1,000 little corrections a second before the plane got out of control, the plane would crash. Most planes today have 3 different computer systems. As long as 2 agree, you continue to fly. If you don't get any of the 3 to agree, the plane automatically will eject you, because it knows then in just seconds the plane will go out of control and bust into a million pieces. There are other things like that. For years, we were able to use Newton's laws of all his wonderful laws to get everything done. Well, we also had to get to the moon. Guess what? Until Einstein and his laws of relativity, none of the stuff that we wanted to do would work. We're always, I was just thinking of it this weekend, we're always working with tools. We almost always think we know it all. And in the end, we're always a little wrong. Does the stuff we have today work? It does. But as time goes along, it'll always just get better and better, more accurate. You just don't want to be too sure. And everybody that always tells me about scientists saying this or that or the other, I just know that they were wrong for 350 or 300 years on Newton. They were wrong on 60 or 70 years of flying. Now, does it work? Yes. But we're always learning new things. Just a thought out there today. Not to be, as I like to say, be sure enough to be unsure, which is a tough thing to do. Anyway, we're going to go on. Okay. And like I said, it got a lot of stocks. I wanted to see how they did today that were out testing previous lows on lighter volume. As we go through some of these lows today, I want to see if that's picking up. The indexes tend to have a lot of volume. The individual stocks continue the last few days not to have that much volume at all, or at least a lot of the stocks. So I wanted to look at some of these, and we'll go through them as fast as we can. Where are we at here? Okay. I got a couple of minutes left in this segment. Aaron's Rents. Normally, this stock in a declining market and worsening economics tends to go higher. This one continues to go lower. It also is going lower on lighter volume so far. The last major low is at 42.61. That goes back to October 26 on 1.13 million shares. Today we got about 310,000 shares. Today, a close back above 42.61 would be pretty good. You've got slightly lighter energy off that November 8th high. A lot of them don't have that. We've been talking about Angie's list for a while. Now, this one's breaking through to the previous lows of 15 bucks. You got another 20 cents to go. Now, this one is coming in on volume today. This one's always been kind of suspect. Never really had the volume before to indicate it was going to blow through the lows. But you do have to know that if a stock hangs around at the lows long enough in a down market, eventually it's going to break through. And you've got the volume today. You know, it's a company that existed for 15 years, never made a profit, went IPO, was able to make a profit for 6 months. That's been about it. ASGN, which is on assignment, which is kind of an interesting tech stock. This one does have significantly lighter energy on the way back down. It's going through its October 24th low. That had 600,000 shares. Today we have about 200,000 shares. So again, a lot of these stocks are back into some areas where if we do get a bounce, you should see a fairly extensive push back into the trading range. Other ones out here, Air Transport Services, ATSG, 231,000 shares compared to 1.47 shares, 1.47 billion shares on November 5th. Air Transport Services, ATSG. And now, we'll look at AU when we return.
The Path of Least Resistance, David White's daily market letter, gives you trade recommendations based on David's proprietary power law vector indicator that put the odds of success overwhelmingly in your favor. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price for each stock and option trade. David combines his years of trading experience along with his background in technology and computing to offer his subscribers his take on the markets on a daily basis. Every trading day by 9:30, David publishes his morning issue of The Path of Least Resistance, along with updates sent out throughout the week whenever there is new actionable trading information. All new subscribers receive a 30-day, no questions asked money-back guarantee. To sign up for David White's daily trading newsletter right now, visit the front page of TFNN.com and you'll find The Path of Least Resistance under Trading Newsletters.
Hi folks, Tom O'Brien here. If you'd like to get my daily newsletter, Market Insights, then now is a great time to sign up for a 30-day free trial. Every morning by 9:30, I send out my morning letter to subscribers with market commentary on a variety of markets, currencies, and commodities to keep investors up to date on the day's trading action. Included in Market Insights are specific buy and sell recommendations for stocks, ETFs, and even options, with stops and price targets included for every trade in my newsletter. If you'd like to try my newsletter risk-free for 30 days, then head over to the front page of TFNN and you'll find Market Insights under Trading Newsletters. I use my years of trading experience to bisect and dissect the market every morning and give my subscribers the most important information they need to know for the day ahead. I even issue afternoon updates for my subscribers whenever warranted with important market action. I'm always scouring the market for the next great trading opportunity. Sign up for your 30-day free trial to my daily newsletter, Market Insights, today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Wow! Go get 'em, folks.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
As we said before we left, we would check in on the markets. 45 lower on the S&P cash. Dow's down 401, NASDAQ's off 132, Russell's down 19, I'll call it 20. Anglo Gold Asante up against its previous January 25th high, the beginning of the year, $11.94. We've gone to $12.11. High back there came with 5.25 million shares so far today. Well, let's call it 2 million shares. So going to be light. A couple of days ago, you did 3.5 million shares. On Friday, you did 2.8 million shares. So can it chew its way through here? It could. Right now, volume is kind of light, but not surprising in a market that's fairly significantly down. The question is whether or not, when we get a bounce, whether gold can hold its gains. Avon Products. This one's destined for the ash heap. I don't know. November 1st, $1.76 had 6 million shares. You had 3.5 million shares on Friday. Today, you got 2 million shares going in. So we're seeing some volume, and some of these penny stocks actually start seeing some lows. Bank of California, BANC, as a regional bank, actually up a little bit today from Friday. A little reversal signal, not much of a one. 2.25 million shares on October 25th at 14.11. We're, I think, close to that, 14.14, and 220,000 shares. So fairly light volume, although energy did pick up on the way down on that one. Blue Cora, which is a biopharma stock, took off to the upside on the 9th of May with 1.35 million shares. Back into that gap today with 128,000 shares. Volume is light back in here, and probably one of the reasons that we're seeing some of these indexes hold up fairly well. When I look at the IBB, it's off $1.16 at 174, and the SMH is down 70 cents at 89.96. So while we've had some pullbacks in some of these bigger, highly volatile indexes, what is amazing to me is that they're just off 1% when we're seeing much more of that in the rest of them. In fact, the Nasdaq's off 1.8%, S&P's down 1.6%, 1.6% on the Dow, 1.4% on the Russell today. So some of these ETFs are actually outperforming, and some which are almost mysteriously holding themselves up, like Micron today, which is back into support, $34.21 today. We'll go a little off script here and take a look at these. Yesterday, Friday, had 29 million shares going into a 34 million share low, or 38 million share low, whichever one you want to take a look at. Today, 21 million shares so far. So there is the opportunity to see whether or not some of these semis may be the first to rally out of this bottom. But so far, the chart and volume look pretty good on those. Again, what is that name? Don't know. Ask a little bit more. I go pretty fast. I don't know what PLR is. Okay, Briggs and Stratton. We had a fairly nice October 29th low, 1333, 1.3 million shares. Got into 361,000 shares on the 11th, and we've just been going sideways. Energy off the top did kind of pull back a little bit. So if you're wanting to buy a 10 horsepower motor, it looks like maybe the bottom is coming in. BHE, Benchmark Electronics. This one's down on about 200,000 shares to the 700,000 share November 1st low. It's underneath it. Needs to close back above 21.75 to get in it. BKU. When we look at this one, Bank United going into a 2.36 million share low from October 24th, $29.86. So you got, 2.4 million shares. Friday you had 840,000 shares. Today, 637,000 shares, but up on the day, on a pretty nasty day at that. Did we do Blue Cora already? Isn't that Blue Cora? I just Bluebird Bio. Again, some of these biotechs looking like they found at least some level of support, not getting blown apart, at least on a rather nasty day. October 29th, 102.21, 1.3 million shares. Got into it with 650,000 shares back on the 10th. Today we're doing about 718,000 shares, up higher than the open, which may be the best on a bad day, or the best house in a bad neighborhood may be it too. Cars.com continues down a little bit lower. We saw a May 17th low come in with 2.3 million shares, $23.77. Again, we're looking for 2.3 million shares. On Friday, 1.1 million shares today, about the same. But again, volume not picking up in some of those. That's why I suspect we could have a fairly decent bounce with any kind of decent information out here. And of course, Cathay General Bank Corp, CATY, some of these regional banks looking like there's some level of support somewhere here. October 24th, hit 600,000 shares at 35.42, got to 35.61 today, or 34.61 today. Volume 330,000 shares, so just 50% of the volume on the day. So you want to see how that one closes. Let's go ahead and look at some others. Okay, we also have Celestical, okay, CLS, huge miss on earnings back on the October 25th, $9.10, 1.8 million shares. On Friday, you had 237,000 shares. Today, 122,000 shares. So again, on a fairly horrible market, if we don't see a lot of volume come into these next couple of days, as I said, I continue to think we probably have a fairly decent big washout in the indexes and a lot of individual stocks that are primed for a pop. Canadian Natural Resources, CNQ, filling this gap higher from the 3rd of December. That happened on 7.7 million shares, down today on 2.25 million shares, and pretty much filling that gap, but volume not picking up so far in the day. Again, you can email me at path@tfnn.com or give me a call at 877-927-6648. Kohu, COHU, had a low November 20th at 1667 with a little under 500,000 shares. We're doing about a little under 200,000 shares now. Okay. CRZO, which is Carrizo Oil and Gas. I suspect $50 is going to be some kind of support fairly quickly in oil and gas, just because of how many stocks are out here starting to make a little bit of lows. Out here, we'll take a look at this when we come back. Got plenty of time today to give me a call.
Are you in the market for buying or selling real estate in the Bay Area, including the surrounding St. Petersburg, Tampa, and Clearwater markets? Tiger Real Estate LLC is a firm that has extensive experience in the Tampa Bay area. Whether you're looking to sell your current property for maximum value, or you're in the market for a second home or investment property, Tiger Realty has the experience across all areas of real estate in the Tampa Bay area to help buyers and sellers make the most informed decisions across all price levels. From the price you should be paying per square foot in certain up-and-coming areas to the type of cash flow investment properties are capable of creating, Tiger Real Estate can help you make the best decision when it comes to all areas of the market. Before you make one of the biggest decisions of your financial future, call Tiger Real Estate LLC today at 727-329-8322 or email us at tiger@tfnn.com. That's 727-329-8322. Call us today. No matter what kind of trader you are, 2018 is a great time to try out a subscription to Tom O'Brien's Gold Report. Whether you just plan on diversifying your portfolio with some exposure to gold and gold mining equities, or you're a gold bull that sees 2018 as the year of commodities, now is a great time to sign up for the Gold Report. Tom O'Brien publishes his Gold Report every Monday morning before the market opens and covers a variety of topics including gold, silver, platinum, copper, the XAU and HUI, the dollar, bonds, South African rand, as well as more than 20 of the most actively traded mining equities. Start your 2018 off with a bang and sign up for the Gold Report today. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. For all the details and to start your subscription right now, visit the front page of TFNN.com and you'll find the Gold Report under Investment Newsletters. Will the S&P 500 continue to climb? For bold trades on U.S. large-cap stocks in either direction, trade SPXL, SPUU, or SPXS. Directions Daily S&P 500 Bull and Bear Leveraged ETFs. Direction Leveraged ETFs. An investor should carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risks, charges, and expenses before investing. A fund's prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a fund's prospectus and summary prospectus, call 866-476-7523 or visit directioninvestments.com. A fund's prospectus and summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
On the day, just looking at the UVXY and the VIX and stuff, looks like we've had probably at least a temporary low put in, and maybe that's until the last 10 minutes of the market. But it certainly looks like maybe we got it in. As I said before, I'm kind of looking for this market to bottom out today, then have some very light volume squeezes of shorts into the FOMC meeting. Maybe we recover the downside today, maybe a little bit more, market just holding a gun to the head of the Fed president and asking if you want to dance. You want to dance. Anyway, just a thought. Other things going on. We're going to get back to some charts out here. We're off 39 on the S&P cash. Dow's off 348. The Nasdaq's off 112, and the Russell's off 21. And again, certainly look to me from the SMHs. We'll look at them real quick. That there just wasn't a lot. Those kind of came down the first or the most at the beginning. And I got to sneeze. And there's that sneeze. Okay, and what else? Okay, I had my sneeze going on there. I got the door open today. It's just a little crisp out there, but I always get the chills. Anyway, we were looking at the SMHs. Really don't look that bad for such a horrible market. You had some fairly nice lows around 86.95, 88, and 88.90. You've been making higher lows. I would not be surprised to see that we, at least maybe through the beginning of the year, have yet made a higher low today with a kind of a nice little hammer candle and a hammer time candle going out. Okay, I got an email here. What's this one? What am I watching on TV? Not much market oriented, but Tales from the Tour Bus may be the thing that I love the best on TV right now. It's Mike Judge, who did Beavis and Butthead and King of the Hill, and now does Silicon Valley, is just doing Tales from Tour Buses. The first year was all country singers, and two of one of them, they were all involved in some form of gunplay. This year is P-Funk, Funkadelic. And I kind of like George Clinton. I'm not much on disco. I certainly did like a little bit more of the funk and some of the other stuff. Very interesting stuff. Rick James and Prince, the time, all the interaction. All those people were at some level kind of involved in everybody else's success. That's, of course, they all not any different than the country singers. All had drugs and alcohol their undoing. But I think I'm on episode 7 of Tales from the Tour Bus. But I kind of love it. There's not a lot of stuff that I can get away from both the market and horrible people in the media wanting to shove their bad news on me. I'm immune to them anymore. And thanks to Tales from the Tour Bus. Pretty good. Anyway, we were talking about semiconductors out here being and making some possible higher lows each time. And well, we'll see whether or not that comes back in. But very interesting pattern, lighter volume on each push. And again, today, not the end of the world for the SMHs comparatively. The question is whether or not they can get any juice back in it. Oh, what else? I did. I told somebody I was going to go out and see The Mule this weekend. Excellent Clint Eastwood movie. I'm going to say almost as good as The Unforgiven and some of the other ones. El Torino. Everybody's comparing it to El Torino, but he's still a great storyteller, and I like it because there's no special effects. But that was very good. Anyway, what else do we have? Okay, we'll look at some other ones. Duncan, got 3.5 minutes left in this segment. Duncan Brands going back down to the low of July 30th. That had 876,000 shares. You blew through it today. So these retail stocks continue to be the most weak, at least the ones that I've seen out here. Again, some of the stocks that make me think that we're probably fairly close to some kind of low in energy around $50 in crude is EC. This is Ecopetrol, a $2.01 stock on June 21st with, an $18.68 low with 2 million shares back on June 21st. And so you're 2 million shares. On Friday, you had 600,000 shares. Today, 540,000 shares. You need to close back above 1868 to get you in the trading range, but volume certainly is low. Energy's been rather low in this pullback so far. So, $50 could hold. I haven't looked at it lately. Let's take a quick look at crude futures. So we're down here at about 49.25. That $50 area is kind of where support is coming in. So could we see, bounce back into $50? I think you could, maybe as low as 45. But I think we're getting fairly close to having some kind of major washout in crude stocks themselves. It may take another day or 2 or 3 for those. They look a little early on. Enesco, which I think is another of one of these energy stocks. Where did I go for Enesco? ESV, is that it? $4.07 back. I got it right. $4.07 with 25 million shares back on, what is that? March 2nd. We're going through that low of 25.4 million shares with 12 million shares today. So we're about in 15.7 million shares on Friday. So we are having some lower volumes through some of those. EXPR, what is this? Express Incorporated was looking at this test its recent low. It came down with a lot of energy on November 29th, $5.66 with 16 million shares. Friday, 2 million shares. Today, 1.45 million shares. You need to close back above $5.66 to put that in the trading range. Okay. Keep an eye on out here. Okay. Yeah, we're off 118 on the NASDAQ, 383 on the Dow, 41 on the S&P. So not doing that much here. Keep at it. That's about it. We'll do a few more stocks before the end. But there's still a lot of stocks. They're going a little bit lower in the equities, but these are all the ones that made signals on Friday. And I think I've had one or two out of about 100, maybe 3 or 4, maybe more today that I haven't gotten to, that have gone below. Like,
I'm certain you are or strive to be one of the best at everything you do in life. It's the most common trait that we tigers and tigresses share. If you're looking to become the best of the best when it comes to managing your money, let me teach you to do what most wealth managers tell you can't be done, which is how to time the markets. I'm Steve Rhodes, author of Mastering Probability, and for the last 12 months, Timer Digest has been tracking my newsletter signals, which have earned me the ranking as their #1 market timer in the nation for the S&P 500 for the last 12, 6, and 3 months. Timer Digest also ranks me as the #1 market timer for gold as well. The fact is, markets can be timed, and I'll teach you the exact set of tools that I use that has transformed me into one of the best at what I do. Sign up for Mastering Probability today by clicking on the newsletter tab on the homepage of TFNN.com and get immediate access to workshops where I take you step by step how to use an extraordinary set of tools as well as provide great market calls too. Sign up today.
David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today. Since 1984, Basil Chapman has been using the Chapman Wave methodology to advise traders of his expert market opinion. While originally hand-drawing charts from the late 1970s into the 1980s, Basil noticed that prices under most circumstances virtually always had a certain number of legs to the upside before declining sharply. Later, Basil found that computer software, which included the standard market technical indicators, enhanced the degree of accuracy in calling price turns, as well as market trend calls. Thus was born the Chapman Wave sequence. Using the Chapman Wave methodology along with other indicators, Basil Chapman advises his subscribers of his expert market opinion each market day with his opening call newsletter. Right now, you can get a 2-week free trial to the opening call, Basil's daily trading newsletter, by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Cancel at any time during that trial and pay absolutely nothing. Get your 2-week free trial to Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, today by visiting TFNN.com.
Catch Tom O'Brien, professional trader and educator, founder of TFNN. Also, a special guest on CNBC. Tom will bisect and dissect the markets. The Tom O'Brien Show, next on TFNN.
And we're back. I had a caller that's not on the line. Vicki from Bradenton wants to look at Old Dominion freight lines. And yeah, not a bad looking chart out here. I would like a little bit less energy off this December 3rd high of 140. It came down with slightly less energy than the move up from October 29th to November 8th. But you know, you're really looking at this move up with 780,000 shares on the 30th of November, or the downside, which was 558,000 shares, somewhere in that. And right now, about 259,000 shares. I'm looking for 10 or 11 billion shares on the market, the signal that we have blown out the lows. It doesn't look like we're going to get that so far today when we look at the total market volumes from the CBOE, where we're coming in at about 5.7 billion shares with a couple minutes. So you got an hour to go. You're going to have probably about 8.5 billion shares if it really gets hot before the end of the day. So, you know, as long as we're staying out of the 10.5 billion to 12 billion range, you know, we're probably going to have a lot of volume, lighter volume on a lot of stocks. And I think what we want to be doing here is looking for the possibility of some green shoots. like the SMHs, like the IBB, some of these others that continue to make higher lows, and certainly at this point not have the kind of volume that we've seen before. There's a lot of trading left to do in the last hour, so I could be proven wrong by that. But at the moment, it could be a lot worse. Or maybe that's the title for today's show. It could be a lot worse. Most of this stuff happened in the S&P 500 technology. There's some stocks out there that really is not as bad as it could be. And, maybe that's it. In the meantime, sell when you can. Not when you have to. And we'll see you tomorrow. Same bat channel, same bat time.
Larry Pesavento has just started his brand new service, Fibonacci 24/7, and he's already delivering content to his subscribers on a daily basis when the market's opened and even on weekends. Each Monday, you'll receive Larry's written report that provides detailed commentary and a summary on the charts and videos that Larry sends out. And throughout the week, when warranted, Larry will send out via charts or videos or both the key markets that he is watching during the day. This will be up-to-the-date, active trading information that will help you in your daily trading. In Larry's first week alone, he sent out 25 charts, 6 videos, and a full report to his subscribers in just 1 week. If you're a technical trader that uses patterns and retracements to trade, then Larry's service Fibonacci 24/7 is something that you must try. Right now, new subscribers can get a full 30-day money-back guarantee. With nothing to risk, sign up now to Larry Pesavento's Fibonacci 24/7 by visiting the front page of TFNN.com under Trading Newsletters.